What's going on, y'all? Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's a good weekend for me. I just taught, I think, like 4 or 5 guitar lessons. Came home here, decided to just fire up the good old Roland JC40 and hang with you guys. And what you just heard right there is a typical warm-up with a student, and that is really fail-safe when it comes down to just getting you in the mood to play, opening up your spirits, getting into the groove of playing some music, letting this guitar sing. So, to do that, all you do is just do the first 4 chords of the C major scale and you loop it. You just got C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, and F major 7. So you just loop those chords and you get joyful over it. That's basically all you do. And you warm up, you practice your scales, you do, you saw I did a double stop thing where I start off right here. That kind of thing. Those are always good to integrate into a warm-up because those shapes are always great for harmony. Really, you can never go wrong with. So the C major scale, I consider it to be the master key. It's the master key of learning music in general. I mean, that's why the piano is designed the way that it is. And if you study the C major scale on guitar, you'll see that this is why the guitar is designed the way that it is, with the whole... It just seems to be the most ideal position to learn anything, really. I mean, it just seems to be, for my intuition is that the people who designed the guitar were designing it so that it playing in the key of C was the most comfortable for the guitar player. That's what it just seems like when you study the key of C. So that's what I consider to be the master key, because if you master the key of C, it is sort of like the skeleton key that unlocks all the other keys that you can get into. So that's just something that we can warm up to. And in the process of warming up and getting started, we have the whole getting started of the practice routine, we have getting started in the day, and we have getting started with whole new projects, which include this channel. And I want to comment that I'm actually quite happy with the results of these videos so far, and it's motivated me to want to put out more. And when I created these videos and when I rewatched them, it helped me solidify what my actual mission statement is. And my mission statement is basically composed of a few things. And the first 2 that come to mind are Psalm 33, which, if you just look it up, Psalm 33 in the Bible is basically about praising God by playing guitar. Look it up. So one of my main core parts of my mission statement, one of the tenets of my core values, is that essentially as a guitar player, what we are doing is God's work. We are praising God by playing guitar. We are being a conduit for these divine melodies. That's what I mentioned in my last video. And that leads me to my next tenet, which is that quote by Quincy Jones about how melody is the actual voice of God. I had said something like melody is a gift from God, but pretty much what Quincy Jones was talking about was that the lyrics are just clothing for the melody, and that the melody itself is the voice of God. And so that's very inspirational, and that was another thing that in the course of creating these videos, I didn't even know what I was really saying. So when I look back on it, I'm like, man, I'm starting to see a theme here with what I'm saying unconsciously. So that Quincy Jones quote about melody being the voice of God, and how I myself said, being a guitar player and creating these melodies, it gives you an opportunity to be one of a kind in this universe. So that's a quote. I don't even know where I came up with that, but it just came out when I was making these videos. So that's a part of the core mission statement here. And the other thing that's a part of the mission statement is what I had mentioned with the parable of the hidden talent, of how you can be punished in life, you can be suffering in life because you're not using your talent. And we've seen this time and time again of musicians who just end up falling short of the glory. Let's put it that way. And musicians have to deal with the burden of having the gift of music, but they have to deal with the burden and this responsibility of actually turning it into something. A musician really has to be kind of like an alchemist. They have to turn lead into gold. And in my own experiences that I've had, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I've had these negative experiences in the corporate world, and then I have these huge leaps in my guitar playing because for one reason or another I quit the job or whatever the case, and I end up unemployed, and then have more time. This was what happened in the past. More time to devote to my skill on the guitar. And then now I'm in the point where, like I said, the lead is turning into gold, in which now I'm able to keep ascending to higher and higher plateaus with music, and it seems to be never ending. It seems to be the sky is the absolute limit when it comes down to how far you can go with music. And so the parable of the hidden talent, focusing on that, really what we're getting at here is that, the point of the parable, how to make your talent work. Let's focus on that. How to actually make it work would be, like they say in the parable, that that guy was only given a little bit of talent compared to the other two, but he didn't do a thing with it. And the point is that he didn't even see how the other two, by putting it out there, they were able to grow it. So you have to put yourself out there little by little each time, a little by little at a time. So when you're young, your main goal is like a school talent show. Your main goal is maybe a local open mic, or something like that. Your main goal is the recital at your guitar lessons with your guitar instructor. That's all your little goals really are in the beginning. And once you do those things and you achieve those goals, you go on to bigger and bigger things as your skill level becomes greater and greater and more refined. So that's why when you start pursuing your talent in the beginning, it can seem so difficult to get this going. You're playing these tiny gigs. You're doing these things in which you may busk and someone will give you a one whole dollar, or maybe some loose change that was in their pocket at best. But you should not look at the amount of money. You should look at that as the response. That person chose to give you that money because they felt something for you. They felt something for the melody. So every little bit helps. And basically look at all of this as you are clocking in and clocking out in your profession as a guitar player. One day you will be a full-blown professional. Everybody will know who you are. You will have a reputation as a excellent professional guitar player who has a proven background to be able to teach people and turn people into real guitar players, but also being able to make people feel moved and feel something with their own melodies, with their own music. So really, I wanted to kind of get on here and show you a great exercise that is fail-safe for warming up. Just doing the first 4 chords of the C major scale, and then practicing your scales over it. And within those scales, just deviating from that predictable rhythm and starting to incorporate your own sauce in it, becoming unpredictable. That's really the key to improvisation too, is to just kind of repeat something so much, and then you allow your mind to loosen up and deviate from it rhythmically, and then that's how you come up with these melodies. That's how you come up with your own style and your own motifs. So keep it real, y'all. See you next time. Peace.